Hi, good evening. Today I will be pitching my proposal for the 2017 Wachell Valley District Technology Training Plan. Our district's 2013 to 2016 technology plan focused on getting the district ready and on board in order to implement the Park High Stakes test. As a result of our planning and upgrades to technology, we now have a 4-to-1 equitable access to technology. We also now have a dedicated in-house IT tech specialist, and we have upgraded our phone, email, grading, and evaluation management systems to digitally based software platform. As we move forward for considerations for the next phase of technology integration, I believe it will be important for us to consider state and federal initiatives for EdTech. New Jersey State Department of Ed lays out 4 major goals in its EdTech plan. The objective of the plan is to demonstrate New Jersey's dedication and efforts in meeting 21st century goals. In our district, we've achieved goals 3 and 4, but have just started to scratch the surface with the first 2 goals. The good news is that we can improve both of these to achieve high-quality, student-centered use of that technology by teaching our faculty how to assess their content and curriculum and integrate new skills to enrich their students' learning outcomes. As you look through the draft, you'll see that there's a heavy reference to ISTE standards and essential conditions. The plan I put together has taken the recommendations at the state level and combined them with federal recommendations. These are consistent with ISTE's recommendations for ongoing and meaningful staff development to provide student-centered learning environments and data-driven assessment and evaluation. Here's a survey done on ISTE's site. The results of the needs assessment diagnostic on ISTE's 14 essential conditions can give us an overview of where we continue to fall short. From these results, 11 of the conditions show a need for improvement, and of these 11, 7 conditions deal directly with improved faculty training. So, how can we achieve this? Well, we know that our students today are digital natives. They've grown up with technology at their fingertips. And what research has told us, though, is that technology for the sake of technology will not close the digital divide gap. We cannot use technology and teach the same way that we have always taught. This will not improve learning outcomes. So now that we have technology, what are we going to do with it to help improve learning outcomes? Here you see 2 images. One is from a Google document, the other from a printed worksheet. Is there any difference between the learning process or its outcomes? No. The use of technology in this example doesn't change anything except for the way a student accesses the work. The process of engaging in the material is the same, and so is the outcome. So, as we consider professional development needs, a major focus needs to be on helping teachers develop more engaging and effective use of that technology. Here you see the SAMR model. The SAMR-based model for tech integration is designed to assist teachers in developing critical pedagogy to help transform the learning process. I like this graphic as an example because I think it really enhances an understanding of how we can use this framework to help us reimagine and what that means to transform and redefine learning. Let's take a moment now to see how this might look with class content to get a better idea. On the left, you see the example from earlier. This is an example of substitution in the SAMR model for a beginner French class assignment. Students are learning how to work with possessive adjectives. It doesn't change the outcomes or the process as how it was taught earlier. It's simply using technology for technology's sake. Now, let's compare this with this example image on the right. Here we see an example of augmentation. The improvement here is that the use of technology has allowed the teacher to look at and analyze the student's work. Here it's easy to see that a majority of students can complete this task, and it also shows the percentages of students who had trouble with it. The teacher can look at this and assist those students who continue to have trouble with the task. It helps the teacher differentiate content and build skills and lesson chunking to provide greater challenges for those who understand the concept and additional help and practice for those that need it. Now let's take the same example and see what it looks like in modification. What do you think this might look like? Here's an example of what this task might look like when using technology to modify the assignment. Here's a screenshot of what it might look like if students were collaborating in Google Slides or Google Docs to create an example of the content. The text is added with the addition of a visual image. Students can work together to create documents together or to revise one another's work. The process of working collaboratively can assist students to better engage with the material or content at hand. It can also provide students with one-to-one assistance when needed. The visual helps enhance the students' understanding of the text and draw out their understanding. When errors occur, students work to think critically about those errors and help one another in making revisions. Modification allows for a more engaging task redesign and it helps enhance the student learning process. But does it change the overall learning outcome? Now let's look at that same content and see how it might look if significantly redesigned and redefined. For this, I'll head over to the VoiceThread site where this sample work was created.
Ça, c'est mon chat, Papy. Il a 1 an, il a les yeux verts, il est gris, il est très petit, il est beau. Il aime dormir et manger.
As you can see from this voice thread, it's an image. It uses the same task or content skill, and it allows students to leave comments on one another's work. What was once a very static task, students are now communicating with one another and demonstrating their ability to use the task at hand in an engaging and realistic environment. So what can we hope to gain with better tech integration? Well, if we teach our faculty to learn how to analyze their content and curriculum, if we teach them how to redevelop learning tasks and outcomes, and if we teach them how to combine this with technology to enhance the process and its outcomes, we will be able to see increased engagement by augmenting the tasks in the learning process. There are so many apps available that can engage the student with fun, game-based interactions. There are apps that assist teachers in analyzing student data, and there are apps that assist teachers in differentiating the instruction to meet the needs of their diverse learners. With better tech integration, students will gain critical collaboration skills necessary for 21st century college and career readiness. They will learn to teach and learn from one another, to enhance their learning through self-discovery and group think methods. They'll learn to develop skills through hands-on, creative learning activities. Most importantly, our students will learn to connect and contribute their efforts, thoughts, ideas, and visions. They'll learn to think critically, make contributions for change, and become active participants in today's global social media environment. Students will learn how to develop and share their ideas and work together to create and become an active user of digital technology. This in turn will help them to develop their core competencies for 21st century learning. This concludes my presentation. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it.